好，今天来讲一下这个 explanation 话题的这个 argument 作文。来看一下这篇 A Vice President 他写的一个 memo， 是说去年的时候他们新开的 newly opened factory reported 30% on-the-job accidents. Then 对比 comparatively 做对比 workers at nearby the industry. 这个 P 呢，它 products is similar to those produced at our factory， 但是呢 work shifts are 1 hour shorter， 所以呢他请了专家觉得是因为这个工厂工人的 fatigue and sleep deprivation among workers contribute 导致了这个 on the job accidents 比较高，所以呢他又觉得是隔壁工厂的这个 superior safety record can therefore be attributed to its lower shorter work shift。他觉得就是这个原因，这唯一的原因。所以我们现在要 write alternative explanations 来解释一下其他的可能原因。所以第一段比较普通。In the memo, the VP describes the coincidence between a higher rate of on-the-job accidents and a shorter work shift at nearby industries。然后呢，这是他先是描述了一下，对吧？描述了一下之后 ，further ascribes the lower number of accidents to the shorter work time. Why this might be the case？ 这是刚才也讲到过这个词。Why this might be the case? It might be the case here. We cannot easily ignore other explanations which could rival the proposed one, endorsed by the Vice President. 首先 to begin with, while we could readily attribute the lower rate， 这边如果有不认识单词就需要查一下。比如说这边的这个 endorse 是什么意思？ endorse 的话中文中应该是背书。下面这个 readily 的话是容易的，比如说 I readily consented to it， 我欣然接受了 I readily consented to it， 很容易记得到 something is readily accessible， 我们可以很容易的 attribute the lower rate of on-the-job accidents to a higher level of safety， 因为我们 do not know a total number， 这是我们经常会出现的问题，就是总数不知道。You can't compare the number, you can't compare it without the quantity. We cannot rule out the possibility that a smaller number of employees contribute to its relatively lower, comparatively 这个单词背下来 comparatively lower rate of accidents. In addition, we should be cautious of the word report. 他这边说 report 呢是非常的 subjective and relies heavily on the kinds of accidents reported, because in some scenarios, some like minor accidents are not reported. For example, the nearby factory, they may have a large number of minor accidents that are not reported, which also contribute to a lower rate of accidents. 可能是 different accident reporting different standards。 当我们在比较的时候，我们都会想到 standards。 之前在讲的篇两个学校布置作业的时候，我们可能说 we evaluate students' academic ability via different standards。 所以呢，他上面作者说 either of these two explanations, once proves true, could easily compete the one proposed by the VP。 也就是说，如果这个我提出来两个 explanation 可以被 prove true, once proved true， 它可以 easily compete 或者说 rival the one proposed by the VP。 Even if P is safer than VP's factory, it is hasty to attribute。 太急躁，太快去归因于这个原因。 It is hasty to attribute the safety solely， 或者说 merely to it solely 单单的 is shorter work shift. Generally speaking, a safe working environment originates in 刚才我们学到了像什么 spring from, derive from， 在这边用 originates in 更合适 a variety of factors， 各种各样的 factor， 或比如说 a myriad of factors. Well-experienced employees, advanced and easily operated devices. 注意到这边 newly opened factories, which means employees, they may not be familiar with the operation of these new machines, which may result in a higher rate of accidents due to their 这种不熟悉吧 inexperience， 倒不是说 they lack skills, they don't have enough skill sets to perform, but the new working conditions they may not be familiar with. 然后下面这个 easily operated devices 后面这个单词认识吗？Scrupulously 小心翼翼的 supervision, any of which 注意这个词 any of which could exert 用这个 exert 表示原因 any of which could exert a positive influence upon the improvement of safety level of working conditions at P. Without further information, we cannot unhesitantly preclude the possibility that P safe environment stems from 又来一个 stem from 经常会用到这个表音 Preclude 是排除 We cannot preclude the possibility that stems from any of aforementioned factors or a combination 注意这个词我们也可以经常用到 a combination of these factors 逗号然后我们写句号 Thereby it is ill conceived Thereby 的意思是因此它是一个它是一个副词然后 ill conceived 是考虑不周的意思，这个记了一下。Solely credit 什么什么 to ascribe to 学会好多 ascribe to credit to。Granted that 又来了 Granted that no other factors contribute to the safe environment. P. The causal relationship 因果关系 between is open to doubt. 什么什么 is open to doubt 这个词记会。什么什么 is open to doubt. In this matter, citing the expert's words, the VP implies that it is insufficient sleep, which derive from longer work shifts that leads to 这边注意到用 like that. 先是一个 which. It is 表示强调句 It is an insufficient sleep, which derive from longer work shifts that leads to fatigue and sleep deprivation among workers. 然后呢，进一步 further give rise to more accidents. 你注意这边有很多 and that 连词。这句话再读一遍。In this memo, citing the expert's words, the VP implies that 暗示 indicates 或者说 implies that in his factory it is insufficient sleep, which derives from longer work shifts that leads to fatigue and sleep deprivation among workers and further gives rise to more accidents. 但是注意这后面是我们要反驳了 even if 又来了 even if the expert's words are trustworthy 值得信赖的 it is likely that even if 又来一个 even if the work shifts are shortened, workers at the VP would spend the time doing other things rather than sleeping. Consequently, they will not be energetic and the high rate of accidents will remain unchanged. In this sense, It means even if we give them time to take a rest, they may not actually spend this time sleeping or having a rest. They probably, for example, they probably will take some part-time jobs during the work shift if they get a long time off, which still may be dangerous. 然后呢，这可能就是导致他并不一定真的会休息。Workers at VP factory could spend time doing other things rather than sleeping. Consequently, they will not be energetic, will remain unchanged. Likewise, 同样的 it is of equal possibility that 同样的也可能 T 大家来知道之前说 it is possible that, it is likely that 他说 it is of equal possibility that 再读一遍 it is of equal possibility that workers at P do not spend their free time sleeping and accordingly accordingly 就是一种我不太知道应该怎么把这个翻译成中文 accordingly 相应的 suffer fatigue and sleep deprivation as much as workers in the VP's factory do. 也就是说，它可能是来自它这个 off work activities， 所以说 I therefore reserve my approval. Reserve 就保留，我这个保持意见。Yes, to summarize, while shortened worksheet may plausibly 你看到这边用个 why 表示让步 while plausibly account for lower rate on the job action, I remain open to different explanations. I remain open to different explanations that help to illustrate the facts presented. Help to explanation， 因为这边用了 explanations， 所以用 illustrate to illustrate the facts presented. 注意 presented the facts presented in this argument. Unless the VP offers clarification, I remain doubtful. I remain doubtful 就代表什么什么 I believe that is open to doubt， 或者说 I reserve my approval 上面说过的 I remain doubtful that his explanation is the only possibility. 注意到先说一个 while may plausibly account for. I remain open to other different explanations that also help to illustrate the facts presented in this argument. 除非 unless 怎么样，注意到它这个组成是怎么组成的。先是一个 why 表让步，然后呢，它 may plausibly account for. I open to different explanation. 最后一个 unless I remain doubtful， 是一个非常典型的结尾。